Morning! Kei-chan, I had fun last night. Mion, me too.
Oh, thank you again for the beer, Keiichi-kun.
Glad you like it. Don't use it as a needle pad.
No way!
We enter the classroom while chatting. I feel something wet and disgusting. There's a bucket for cleanup filled with water, and my foot is stuck in it. Oh, are you going to wipe the floor this early? That's admirable.
Wah! Kei-chan slapped me with his finger! You should try some more strap next time.
Rena goes crazy when she hears that. Mion is amazed. Everything is just like what it used to be. There's no classmate missing or change of atmosphere. The doubt that's been haunting me since last night clears up. I feel relieved.
What's wrong, Keiichi-kun? You didn't get enough sleep last night? Did you?
I slept like a log. Do you want me to show you that during class? That's not good. Mion tells everybody the teacher's coming. We take our seats. Good morning, everybody. As you know, the festival was held yesterday. I'd like to thank those who helped out until the very end. Of course, we weren't good enough to help cleaning up at all. Rather, I feel like we just made a mess. Well, in this season, magazine reporters visit here to report on the festival. I snap out of it when I hear the teacher's tone of voice change. Those reporters may interview you, so don't tell them anything uncertain or vague. All right? Everybody says yes at the same time. She wasn't saying it directly, but I could tell what she wanted to say. Because this is the 5th year. Some tabloid magazine reporters might come here to investigate on the curse. There would be nothing good for the village's image. She's telling us not to tell them anything stupid. This time, I'm going to be one of the people who keep quiet. I feel bonded with the others. I feel myself for feeling this way. After school, we're gathered for the club activity. Nobody thinks we should get rest because we're tired from yesterday's ado. Let's play a mystery game today. How about this one? Oh, the foreign one? That looks fun. The manual is in English though, but the rules aren't too difficult.
I'm not going to lose. I'm sort of good at this game.
Looks like Rena isn't a big fan of this game. The person who can guess the culprit, the weapon, and the crime scene wins. There are 3 kinds of cards: culprit, weapon, and crime scene. I look at the culprit cards. It's written Mion on one of them and Rika on another. Oh, I find my name too. There are various kinds of weapon cards: hatchet, knife, and poison. The crime scene cards are cool too: living room, study, and courtyard.
So, we'll be missing one of each. Those are the answers.
And you shuffle the cards and hand them out to everybody. You ask questions to the others to find out which cards are missing. I see. The cards that nobody has revealed. The criminal. The cards that nobody has reveal the criminal.
You raise your hand when you get the answer. We finish the game and see if you're right.
If you're right, you get 1 point. And if you aren't, you lose 1 point. Then we collect all the cards and start over again since the game is over, whether you guessed right or not. You'll see once the game starts. You'll use your brain a lot.
You have to take notes, otherwise you'll get confused.
Alright, so, Mion, what's today's punishment going to be? Everybody focuses on Mion. Let's see. Okay, since we're tired from yesterday's event, I'll go easy today. How about a fetch? You have to go and get stuff for everybody from the store.
So, the loser will have to go get drinks or snacks? I think today's punishment is easy.
Is that really so? Oh, you think that way too, Cage-san? Yeah, you never know what they'll ask you to get. Mion might ask you to get a hemorrhoid medicine or easy family planning or some embarrassing stuff like that. The cards are handed out to everybody. The cards of real, culprit, weapon, and the crime scene are already missing. So the cards in our hands are all innocent ones. Okay, I'll go first because I'm the leader. Let's see. Mion, knife, study. She picks one from the culprit's weapons and crime scenes and questions the others. If you have any of the items she asks you, you have to say you have it. The fun part is, you don't have to mention what you have. I have it.
Me too. So do I.
Oh, that's a completely innocent set. When Mion asked if the others had Mion, knife, study, 3 of us said yes. That is, Mion, knife, and study aren't the ones we're after. You gotta write it down.
Okay, how about Rena, Axe, Lounge?
Only 2 people say yes. Doesn't that mean one of Rena, Axe, and Lounge is the answer? Wait, even though they said yes, they didn't say how many cards they had. So one of those who said yes, Satoko and Rika-chan, might have 2 cards in their hands. It's your turn, Kei-chan. Go ahead. Wait, I'm still a bit confused. This game requires a lot of intelligence. This isn't good. I may have a rough time. Alright, I got the culprit. What? Already? Mion raises her hand while I'm still struggling. The culprit is Rika-chan. The weapon is poison, and the crime scene is the doctor's office. What do you say? We check the cards hidden in a box to verify Mion's answer.
Right answer!
Ugh, I was missing just 1! I wasn't sure if it was poison or a pistol.
Pistol isn't good. Poisoning slowly is good.
Rika-chan sounds hardcore despite her gentle face. Everybody is whining because they almost got the right answer, except for Rena and me.
How did you do, Keiichi-kun? I had no idea.
Don't worry. Same here. What are you two saying? Be confident, otherwise you guys are going to be losers hand in hand next time. That's not good. We'd have to fetch something hand in hand. And what if the thing we've got to get was easy family planning?
Keiichi doesn't look like he's good at this game.
What? That's not true. I'll show you why I'm called Sherlock Maibara in the next round. Oh, bring it on. I'll beat you up completely. After that, I seem to have grasped the hang of it, but I'm still a bit behind. Mion even seems to get information from what people ask. She's extremely experienced. In order to subvert the situation, I have to be cruel. I shift my thinking by leaving the idea of just playing a mystery game, and I start thinking in the way this club operates. Finding the culprit isn't the important part, but winning this game is. I've got a hunch! Sorry, I'm going to the restroom real quick. Take your time unloading.
Ii-chan, that sounds gross.
I pause the game and step out. The air feels fresh. I can tell the classroom is heated up. In the field, my classmates are playing cheerfully. While I'm cooling down my head, Rena walks toward me from the other side.
Keiichi-kun, did you call me?
Yeah, I did. When I left the class, I signaled her with my eyes. Glad she got my attention. I don't have much time, so I ask you straight. Rena, how have you been doing in this game? Rena hesitates for a bit, then opens her mouth timidly.
I've never won. Why do you ask me that? Why?
I knew that from the way she played. I might end up being like that if I don't do anything now. I can't think of a plan to reverse the tide and win today.
So, are we going to go through the punishment together?
Hey, you can't accept losing yet! Let's turn the tide, alright? You and me together.
But how?
I put my mouth near her ear. I whisper.
Are you serious?
Don't forget, Rena, rule number 2. We do anything to win.
Yeah, alright.
Our tactics are quite simple. In the beginning of the game, everybody concentrates on taking notes so they look down. For that moment, Rena and I show each other our cards. Nobody else will notice if we do it quickly. We start the game with more information than the others. We can ask more effective questions since we know more. This way, we can top the game more securely than the others.
Yeah, I feel we can win this time!
We smirk at each other. If I was Echigoya, Rena would be the evil magistrate. My evil partner. Let's go back in. Let's surprise them with our power.
Wait, it's not good if we go back in together. It's going to look too obvious.
Sorry, what do we do now?
You go back in first. I'll go back after I go to the restroom and wash my face.
Okay, Roger. Rena turns around and goes back into the classroom. Maybe I should have had her wait for a bit more. It was too quick, so it doesn't look like she went to the restroom. I don't want Mion to sense that. Well, she'll notice sooner or later because Ren and I will keep winning from now on. By the time Mion catches on, we'll have enough points to avoid coming in last. Good. This isn't bad at all. Maibara-kun, do you have a minute? It's our teacher. Don't interrupt me. What is it? I'm in the middle of something. You have a guest. Go to the entrance, please. A guest? I'm not running a store, you know. He's waiting for you. See him quickly. I'm a bit bummed because I was going to play a big game from now, but having a guest also sounds interesting. I don't want to waste time. I should make it quick. Around the entrance, the glaring sun and shades make a clear contrast. An old man who's holding his jacket in the arm is waiting for me. He looks hot and his tie looks limp. Are you Maibara-san? Maibara Keiichi-san? I'm sure he's not a Hinamizawa villager, and I'm sure I've never seen him before. I think I have strange connections with middle-aged men since I met Tomitake-san. Yes, I am. May I ask who you are? Why don't we go to my car since it's well air-conditioned? Don't you feel hot in here? He ignores my question and starts walking toward his car, parked in front of the school gate. No way. I'm not going to go with this stranger, let alone get in his car. I'm not going to bite you. Please, this way. He calls me while opening the rear door. I don't especially like this guy, but I'm curious about what he's going to say, even though I know I won't be feeling good about it in the end. It's really cool inside the car. A car AC must cost a fortune. At least my dad's car doesn't have one. Please let me know if it's too cold. I like keeping it extremely cool. So, what's this talk about? I ignore his question and get to the point like he did in retaliation. He gets a small notebook out of his breast pocket and flips through it. He picks a photo from it. The photo shows the face of a goofy-looking man. Please tell me if there's anything you know about this man. Who's this old man? Even this guy's close friends won't be able to tell who this is because the photo looks like a driver's license photo. There were scribbles on his shirt, and we found the signatures of your classmates, including yours, Maibara-san. Eh? Is this Tomitake-san? I don't feel his usual feebleness or carefreeness from this picture at all. From this half-awake, emotionless face? How about this woman, then? I knew what he was going to show. I don't know her name, but she was with Tomitake-san last night. Even though I don't know her name, I do know she was definitely one of the Hinamizawa villagers. When did you see them last? I saw them at the Watanagashi festival night. Looked like they were getting along well, though. Didn't you notice something strange? Anything? Please tell me. I'm confused at his nosy attitude. By this time, I know what this old man is. Did anything happen to them? He doesn't answer my question. So I do likewise. I keep quiet. Probably, definitely this guy is a cop. Then why? Why is he asking me about Tomitake-san? Something happened to him? And why is he questioning me? There should be tons of others who know more than I do. The sound of the AC feels loud. After a long silence, he opens his mouth. It hasn't been long since you moved here, has it, Maibara-san? Do you know anything about Oyashiro-sama? My heart throbs. Obviously, I'm not good at hiding my emotions. I must have shown quite a lot on my face. You don't know about it at all? It's fine if you don't. Well, I've heard of it. Tomitake-san told me. How much do you know? The mutilation murder, the accidental death, the death from illness, the suicide, and the death by bludgeoning. Strange incidents happen every year on the day of Watanagashi. I don't think Tomitake-san hid something from me. I believe he told me everything. Rather, I don't want to think there's more. Do you believe in the supernatural? Please tell me your honest opinion. I don't. I respond immediately, because I want to clear up the doubt accumulated inside me. Really? That's good. I knew you were town-bred. What do you mean? I don't have much time. My friends are waiting for me. The man in the picture died last night. My mind goes blank. What happened to Tomitake-san? Of all days, he died yesterday, on the day of Watanagashi. You know what this means, right, Maibara-san? What that means? That means it's not about how or why he died. It's about the day he died. That means Oyashiro-sama's curse struck again this year. We still haven't announced Tomitake Jiro-san's death publicly. I think you know why. I don't even want to know. Please tell me what happened. This case is peculiar. It's too agitating for the Hinamizawa people. He's putting on the dog, but I hesitate to ask further for a moment. I forcefully tap the information I shouldn't know out of curiosity, and I regret that after all. I feel the same air from what I'm about to hear. One of our patrol officers' wagons found his body on their way back from the watch. It was 5 minutes before midnight. The scene was... Let's see. You know the place where the local path to the city turns onto the asphalted road? Just down the slope? The body was found on the roadside. There's almost no lights on that street. Other than the moonlight, there can only be car lights there. It was unlikely to find his body on the roadside in the darkness. Tomitake-san was lying on the road, covered in blood. The blood and excrement covered the road surface. Everyone first thought that he was run down, but a policeman who got closer to him to make sure of his consciousness noticed something was strange. His throat was torn up. By a knife? No, by nails. Nails? Nails like the nails on fingers? He clawed out his throat with his nails? After the anatomy, we found out that it was self-inflicted. What does that mean? So, it was a suicide, not a murder. For some reason, Tomitake-san decided to scratch his own throat with his fingernails, as hard as he could, until his skin was torn and blood came out. But Tomitake-san didn't stop there. He kept scratching. He scratched hard until his fingernails peeled off. He scratched hard. Then his fingernails reached the veins. The veins he shouldn't damage. His blood splashed. He bled from his mouth. He threw up, fell down, and twitched his body until death in agony. We thought about drugs, but nothing was found. But could this be suicide? I've never heard anything like this. An incredible death like this. This is nothing but a mysterious death. This death seems the most curse-like in the past 5 years. And the whole thing looks as though something's trying to persuade Tomitake-san and I, who didn't believe in the curse. There are many suspicious things. From his internal bodily secretions, sweat, and hair, Tomitake-san seemed to be in an extremely excited condition right before his death. That makes sense. I don't think anybody would scratch their own throat calmly. The wound on his arm and the rectangular timber found on the ground matched. We found signs that he hit the trees and the crash barrier around him. Also, his blood spattered around. This indicates Tomitake-san was swinging the rectangular timber with one hand, while scratching his own throat with the other. We found external wounds caused by somebody else. It's possible that Tomitake-san was being attacked by somebody. From the positions of the wounds, it could be multiple persons who did that. In short, Tomitake-san was surrounded by some people and attacked. He ran in the dark street excitedly, but he was cornered, so he grabbed a timber to fight back. In the middle of that, he started panicking and scratching his own throat. Hard. And he died. The estimated time of death is between 2100 and 2300. So, it happened right after you parted with him after the festival. We scribbled on his shirt and said goodbye. And right after that... Wait, Tomitake-san was with a woman. What about her? She's missing. She didn't show up in her workplace nor in her own home. It's highly possible that she was involved in an accident. I can't think for a while. I didn't know the death of somebody close was this shocking. The time I spent with Tomitake-san may be just a fraction, but we spent time and we played together in the festival. He was my friend. We're going to investigate this case from all aspects, but the villagers won't talk much when it comes to Oyashiro-sama's curse. I know what he means. I didn't know anything until a non-villager, Tomitake-san, told me about it. So, is this why you're talking to me? Because I'm not from Hinamizawa? If that was the reason, I should be really upset. If this case remains unsolved, people would definitely consider it as Oyashiro-sama's curse. He looks away and puts on a distant look. People would say that he died because he upset Oyashiro-sama by insensitively taking photos with flash during the sacred ritual. The curse wouldn't happen to Tomitake-san. The people who killed Tomitake-san must be nasty human beings. I won't let anybody make it look like the curse and get away. I agree. There can't be no divine punishment or curse. Tension gets high in the silent car. Eventually, he smiles and starts talking calmly. That's exactly what I'm looking for, Maibara-san. I need help from someone who doesn't believe in curses. Do you understand? Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. But if things stayed the way they are, his death would just be called the divine punishment in the 5th year. That'd mean Hinamizawa rejected Tomitake-san. I can't let that happen. He was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he visited here every year. He was more acquainted with the Hinamizawan people than I was. So, Oyashiro-sama's curse shouldn't ever have hit him. But I don't think I can help with anything. I don't know what happened that night. Oh, I just want you to let me know if you'll hear or see something strange. If I'll hear or see? He's talking about the future. About a person, matter, rumor, or anything at all. They don't have to be clear. Here, this is my number. If I'm out, you can leave a message to someone who answers the phone. He hands me a memo with his number. I hesitate to take it for a moment. If I take it, that means I'll be involved. I'd really like your assistance in order to clear up Tomitake-san's death. That's right. Why do I hesitate? I've got to find the murderer who killed my friend. I grab his memo. The detective smiles satisfactorily, then suddenly looks serious. Everything we talked here today remains between you and me. Please don't tell anybody. I got it. Even to your friends. Especially, please make sure Sonozaki-san and Furude-san don't know anything. Sonozaki? You mean Mion? Why? Are you saying she has something to do with the case? He suddenly mentions my close friends' names on top of asking me to keep it a secret. I get upset. For the sake of the investigation, I must say, screw that! Mion is my precious friend. He doesn't care even though I'm upset. I can tell you why, but please don't feel bad. Say it! He hesitates for a bit. He looks out the window, thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth. It's possible that the series of incidents that happened in Hinamizawa was inflicted by the whole village. That can't be true! Screw that nonsense! Do you have any evidence, first of all? There is no evidence. All the past cases have been solved and all the culprits had no direct connections to the village. So why the hell do you want to keep it from them? Every year, somebody dies on the day of Watanagashi. Don't you think that's enough to raise questions? Only the Hinamizawan people value the divinity of Watanagashi. So the reasons strange incidents happen only on that day has something to do with Hinamizawa? The first victim was the construction site manager. The next was the villager who was for the dam project. The enemies of the village died strangely one after another. Regardless of the process, that's what happened. That's unreasonable doubt with no evidence. But I can't laugh it off. Then what about the priest who dies next and the housewife after him? They weren't this village's enemies. The priest didn't do much during the dam project turmoil, even though the villagers expected leadership from him. So some villagers were disappointed and had a grudge against him. Even though they had a grudge against him, he didn't cause any harm to the village, did he? Neither did the housewife. She was just a sister-in-law of the guy who invited the dam, wasn't she? That's no motive for murder. And what about Tomitake-san? He had nothing to do with the dam project. He was just an outsider. Could that be enough reason? In the beginning, the incidents happened to those related to the dam project, but year by year, the relationship has become more distant. That's what scares me. The fact that the relationship is becoming distant. What do you mean? I mean, the victim no longer has to be an enemy of the village. It can be just an outsider. You mean next year's victim will be picked from outsiders? Or it could be a person who just moved here. What do you... I fall silent in the middle. The people who are most outside in Hinamizawa right now are me and my family. I'm living evidence. I don't even know the names of the people I pass in the streets. So, the next victims will be my family? Me? But how does that relate to Mion? I can't elaborate on that now, but the Sonozaki family were the leaders of the dam project protest. And they were very aggressive, including Sonozaki Mion-san. During the protest, she was arrested for minor offenses and demeanor. I knew Mion fought in the protest, but I didn't know her family was the leader. So, what could this mean? Are you saying that her family is involved in a series of incidents? I'm not exactly saying that. But if they were, the possibility is very high. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't understand his explanation. I think he's evading what I really want to know. I have no idea how much they're involved. That's why I don't want you to let any villagers know. I frown to show what I'm thinking. He seems to get what I mean. Let's think of it this way. I don't want worrying amongst the villagers who blindly believe the curse, so we keep quiet. How about that? I still don't understand it all, but I understand that it's not a good idea to let anybody know about this. There's a culprit somewhere. There's no connection between the fact and the curse. Eventually, the police will catch them and they'll face the consequences. And the process has nothing to do with my friends. Maybe I shouldn't worry them because they're sensitive about the curse. Just like they kept it from me so that I don't worry. It's time for me to keep quiet to not worry them now, huh? I said that to myself. Especially this case must impact them a lot since they've been concerned about the series of strange deaths that happen every year. I don't want them to suffer anymore. After all, I have to do as this cop says even though I don't like it. Alright, I'll keep it from them. Is that alright? I didn't catch your name. I'm Oishi from Okonomiya Precinct. You can call me Kuro-chan if you want. No, Oishi-san is fine. Though he speaks in an unpleasant way, he uses polite expressions. This cop sounds like a typical horny middle-aged man. I've never seen this kind of cop in any TV show I know. I took too much of your time. Your friends are waiting, right? You should probably go back now. When I open the door, hot, humid air comes in at once. It's scorching outside. Was it this hot today? Unlike the artificial coolness in the car, it feels nastily hot outside. The hot air makes me feel as if the whole area of Hinamizawa hates me now. Remember, I never told you to doubt your friends. Please don't be mistaken. That's ridiculous, but I don't say it. If you won't find or hear anything, that'll be good enough, because that means the villagers have nothing to do with the incidents. I'll contact you if I find something, but I'm not a detective, you know. Don't expect much from me. No, you don't have to play a detective. Please be natural as usual. I just want you to report to me something you hear in your daily life. I bow to Oishi-san and rush back to the classroom. See you later. Take care, Maibara-kun. I don't look back on my way. I don't know how much time passed. I feel sorry for keeping them waiting, but I'm concerned with something else now. Tomitake-san's death seems crazy enough, but there's a possibility that the whole village is involved. On top of that, Mion might be involved too? That's ridiculous. Mion, Rena, Satoko, or Rika-chan must have nothing to do with the incidents. Tomitake-san was attacked by multiple persons? Who would the murderers be? Are they hidden in Hinamizawa? I don't know. One thing is sure. Mion isn't the culprit.
Me-chan's the culprit!
I'm stunned by Rena's words.
The weapon is a rope. The crime scene is... the lounge.
Wrong answer.
No!
Rena wriggles around while holding her head. She seems to have screwed up. Keiichi-san, you're late! We're very upset, you know. Sorry. Teacher wanted me in the teacher's office.
Were you scolded for misbehavior? There.
Well, we're hyped up here. Let's make the next game the last round since it's about time. I guess I have only 1 point so far, so doesn't that mean I'm going to be the loser?
It's okay, Keiichi-kun. Rena has -1 point. Oh.
What? She has less points than me even though I wasn't in the game? We decide whether the punishment goes to Rena alone or with Kei-chan in the final round. No kidding. Rena alone is good enough for the punishment.
You promised to fight together with me, Keiichi-kun. I was waiting for you the whole time, you know I was.
Oh. My bad. As I promised, I show my cards to Rena. I wait until Rena finds the culprit, even though I already know the answer.
I get it! The culprit is me! The weapon is poison, and the crime scene is entrance hall! What do you say? What do you say?
Oh, Rena, you're quick! Isn't that just a random guess again? Oh.
Rena got the right answer.
Oh, so the punishment goes to Keiichi-san!
Yeah! Keiichi-kun, let's do our best!
Yeah, of course. I owe her one after all. The game is over now. I, Sonozaki Mion, am first. The losers are Maebara Keiichi and Ryugu Rena. Everybody claps their hands. The problem is the punishment. Alright, I'll decide what to fetch because I came in first.
What's she going to request? What could it be?
Let's not fetch something from a drugstore. I know what you're thinking. What? I don't want anything from a drugstore. What Uncle Mion wants is written on this note. Wow. There's a lot. A lot? Damn it! What does she want us to get? 2 tofus, a shampoo and a hair conditioner, a meat-in and fried tofu. What are these? It looks more like shopping than fetching.
Me, look desperate to win today.
Club rule number 7. You must go through the punishment no matter what. Here's the money. My family uses Fruity Legend shampoo, alright? Isn't this an errand your family asked you to run? I swear to make her go to get hemorrhoid medicine next time I win.